Welcome to another episode of MarLee season. Today we find ourselves in beautiful Montepulciano, home of Vino Nobile, and so many incredible experiences.
So this morning we left Umbria, traversed back to Tuscany. The goal was to go see a beautiful little church. It is known for having a white spot where if you stand in that spot your prayers come true. Wanted to definitely go and have a look at that. Unfortunately it was closed, but the photographs we got on the outside were outstanding.
Our first stop is the sanctuary of the Madonna di San Biago. This incredible building was built back in 1515. The history is simply amazing. Unfortunately, we arrived too early in the day and just had to take this magnificent building and its beautiful setting in from the outside.
In case you're wondering where we started, I'm not sure you're going to see this in the video, but straight out is Lake Crescimeno. And again, I apologize if I butchered that. There's a tiny town you can see from here called Castiglione del Lago, and we're staying just outside that. And so we've driven from there all the way to Montepulciano, which we haven't shared with you yet.
Montepulciano is home to Brad and Ollie, a wonderful couple sharing their adventures. Please check out Brad's World.
But we have half a flight of steps to go into what is probably one of the best known medieval towns, villages, probably one of the best known around the world, and very well known for incredible wine.
We highly recommend a visit to Contucci and to the Wine Consortium perched on a hilltop. Montepulciano has an incredible selection of restaurants and wine shops to visit.
So, walking journey today. I'll ask Maria just to kind of pan back a little bit and get some more of this incredible fall scenery. And everything here is just a combination of vineyards and olive trees. And it's truly the rolling hills of Tuscany. So come join us. Let's see what adventure we're going to have today in Montepulciano.
The first part is to walk through these amazing little streets that are cobbled with these beautiful arches. We're on our way to the iconic Osteria Acquacheta. The view, the buildings, everything you get to see is just jaw-dropping. And remember, all of this was made hundreds and hundreds of years ago. We arrived a little early and beat the crowds. Montepulciano can get quite busy. We are nearly there, and it's time for a wonderful culinary experience. Osteria Acquacheta has an iconic chef and owner. They are also known for incredible seasonal foods. Highly rated by many of the different sites, they have a complete menu, something for everybody's taste. And we decide that the steak Florentina is high on our list today. The seating is family style. Fundamentally, there are 2 tables only, and people are added one next to each other. When you sit down, you feel like you're a part of the village eating at the family table. The entire experience is quite something else, and we see the iconic owner moving through the restaurant, sharing his beautiful steaks before people buy them. The staff are working away in the background, preparing all the scrumptious meal. One of the patrons has already selected their cut. Before the cut goes through for preparation, the owner actually comes back and shares the steak with you. The restaurant is famous for its steak Florentino. The owner comes over, draws the steak, and explains the weight with the fillet and with the New York strip attached. you get to choose which piece you want before he heads into the back. Having carefully selected which cut and size we want, the owner returns to the kitchen and literally cuts our meal right there. Once separated, he returns. For those curious, it is a 3.5 pound steak. I make the mistake of asking if I can have the steak medium rare. The owner politely explains to me that they do it one way and one way only, and that is rare. With our beautiful steak in his hand, the owner comes back and confirms the final weight and that we're in the mood for the steak Florentine. The steak is cooked to perfection. I'm stunned by the size. Maria and I quickly realize that this will be one meal and two more back at home. After what is clearly a very heavy lunch, we decide that a long walk is the order of the day. And while walking, we come across this. The quintessential perfect two-person pickup in a populous Italian place.
Because we can definitely have a conversation about this. So Maria laughs at me quite often when we look at these, but one of the properties we're looking at is a small farm, and we're definitely going to need a pickup for it. I'm just trying to figure out. Yeah, there it is. There's the name. So this is a Piaggio. This model seems to be a Ape 50. Now, it looks like a beautiful little pickup with room for one person only. And I think it's just going to be a ton of fun. I might have to get a slightly larger model so we can fit Maria in. Otherwise, I think it might get a little cuddly for the two of us in the back. But the steering mechanism is not dissimilar to a motorbike. So
there is a far more modern version, and these are ideal for the small streets in the tiny historic villages. We head back so that we could actually walk through the gates of Montepulciano.
So just walked in through the main gate here at Montepulciano. The first thing that I just see, which is really lovely, is you've got these beautiful planter boxes with these small trees in here. Somebody's firewood collection. Interested to see whether this is a communal collection or for somebody's home. Beautiful little house up here. Here's Maria pans slowly back to the left and just shows you the homes that are right behind her. You just see these incredible arches. And I think over time have just been filled up and have become people's homes. And
apartment on the top.
There's this lovely little apartment on the top. And then our favorite tenants, the pigeons. And I think they're all trying to get out of the rain right now.
Having looked at the gates, we walk in a little further and something catches Maria's eye. There is this stunning little church with this incredible entrance. We walk in, beautiful terracotta floors, paintings, handcrafted benches. Based on everything we see, we think that it is still functional and hosts services. The walls are beautifully decorated. The pews seem to be ancient. The church has a small annex. This was probably an animal feed that today is doubling up as additional storage, and the room is also used to work in. We went inside. There were open books that shared information about christenings and so much that was happening in this tiny villa. The woodwork and attention to detail again is simply breathtaking. What an incredible little building to visit. We move back into the street and decide to take a slow walk up. Again, I cannot discount how quiet these streets are. It's probably a combination of the wet day and the off-season. Montepulciano can get quite busy. Maria catches the Vendesi sign out of the corner of her eye. There seems to be a beautiful one-bedroom apartment for sale. And just off to the left, there is a plaque, a beautiful stone-carved reminder of the people who lived there, with a brief story about their history and what brought them there. We take a quick look at the Appartamenti Bellarmino. While we were unable to access any of the apartments, we were able to pop into this annex. We couldn't help but think, what a wonderful way to start every day, walking down from your apartment into this private little square, and then from there exiting the apartment complex and walking around in this mesmerizing town. Our next stop is the wine Store Consortium for Vino Nobile. This beautifully restored building has an incredible garden around it, and it is breathtaking to walk up.
We think it has been restored as a wine and olive shop. Imagine my disappointment if that is the case. We will have to just slowly ponder the wine collection, and we'll need to ponder the wine collection. And oh my, Maria, have a look at the beautiful garden.
Oh, yeah.
A bronze statue in the back there of a doggy. I can't see what that is. There's also a pony.
And the view with my broccoli trees.
There's Maria's broccoli trees. She loves the pine trees that have been trimmed up like that. Yeah, and the dog looks more like a cartoon character than any other breed we've seen before.
And are you showing the horse? Yeah.
Ah, Maria's showing the horse. This is what happens when the cameraman and audio are not quite in sync.
In our humble opinion, Enoliteca Nobile Montepulciano is one of the best ways to wrap your palate around a remarkable array of Vino Nobile wines. On any given day, there are about 100 labels available, together with a selection of local food specialities. The Enoliteca Consorzio has experts on hand to help guide visitors and to create and shape your own unique experience. The Montepulciano Fortress houses the consortium offices and was built through an impressive restoration project. Thanks to the funds raised, the building has been completely restored and reopened to the public. It is also used to house art exhibitions, performing arts meetings, courses, and a host of other cultural activities. The new Enoliteca is run by the consortium and looks out on the cloister of ancient fortress of Montepulciano and affords access to a magnificent garden enhanced by a panoramic view of the Temple of San Biago and the Val d'Acquacheta and the Val d'Osteria. The most characteristic feature of the Enoliteca is the glass floor, enabling visitors to admire the archaeological findings in the basement. You can see some tanks and cavities discovered during the work on the rooms behind the main courtyard of the fortress. These findings confirmed the ancient origin of the Montepulciano Acropolis, first having come to light in the 90s. The recovery of the Etruscan material at the foot of the fortress confirmed evidence of a human settlement or sanctuary having stood on top of Montepulciano Hill in antiquity.
Let's walk to the old town.
Yes.
Oh, look, what is this?
Shoes, slippers. It's a collection of slippers.
Collection of old slippers
in bronze.
in bronze.
The walk back to the Centro Storico is simply gorgeous. You have this gentle sloping ramp with this incredible garden wrapped all around it. As soon as we get down there, we are just greeted by more incredible buildings. It is time to visit Palazzo Contucci, which houses this 500-year-old family winery. The Palazzo is housed just off a beautiful little piazza. We cannot begin to describe how mesmerizing the experience is to stand on these beautiful cobbled streets, to see these ancient steps that have been worn down by time. Maria does a great job of catching the original terracotta as we head in to go and try some of their wine.
Am I going? Can we come in? Thank you.
6 years ago, we celebrated the 500 years anniversary of the company. Actually, we created a wine.
A wine for that?
Yes.
And that's the 2017?
28.
2018.
You can see all the editions over here in the 6 years.
Oh, wow. Which one is the best of these 6?
The best of, I don't know. It's very personal, the taste, you know. I very like the one that we have now, 2018.
Why?
Because it's a little bit smoother than the others. I have aged it for 4 years.
Okay.
But these are wines that are complex, so very structured. This one has this smooth note, more elegant, so I like this very much. But they are important.
They're all good.
Yeah.
Grazie. Grazie.
All the walking so far has us interested in finding some great desserts and coffee. Montepulciano continues to deliver in so many ways, and it is a town you can go and spend a week in and not even put a dent in it. The rich offering of beautiful shops, restaurants, views that go on forever make Montepulciano one of Maria and I's favorite places to visit. Poliziano comes from the original Latin meaning Montepulciano, and this incredible iconic store was opened on April the 18th, 1868, under the name Caffé del Poliziano. We are very fortunate to arrive at a time when it is unusually quiet. The beautiful cafe has one of the most stunning views across the valleys below. Maria and I look around and quickly grab a table next to the balcony. Having walked around, we are ready to enjoy the fine Italian desserts on offer.
So we're having a little dessert after lunch. We've walked around Montepulciano and we have come upon the Caffè Poliziano. Now we see that there's also a Poliziano wine brand around, and there's also a Via Poliziano, so I'm not sure if it's a family's last name, but we certainly see a lot of Poliziano around, so we're going to enjoy some incredible desserts and then probably head back to Castellano, so join us for that part of the journey.
With a full tummy and a head full of new memories, we take a last look at beautiful Montepulciano as the sun sets on our day and on our adventure.